Hey everybody, Carl here. Welcome back to Trails to Azure, where in the previous episode, we helped out the resistance here in Mainz. We got Randy back on the team. We saw Zeit's old pack spring into the fray as we defeated a Jaeger, took down the Red Constellation, not once and for all, sadly. They kind of fled and it was just a smaller force, but we sure kicked some butt. And now, I'm curious how things are going in Mainz mining village. So let's check that out before we take the Merkabah over to West Crossbell Highway.
Everybody in Mainz is committed to assisting the former CGF's resistance movement. We can't accept a president who'd send Jaegers to occupy our village. Plus, rebelling against authority and living by your own rules is just too cool.
True. The townsfolk were wary of Miss Murray and the former CGF members when they first arrived. That said, the people of Mainz already had their doubts about President Croix and the Defense Force. Now's the time for us to show some backbone. That's right, Carlos. Did a stellar job, Alec. I'm proud of you.
The mine's closed because of everything that's been going on. I'm glad I get to spend more time with Dad, but all he does now is mope around the house.
Yeah, doesn't strike me as the kind of person to just take a day off and relax.
To think declaring our independence would lead to this. I haven't seen so much as a spark of life in Logi's eyes ever since the mine closed down. I wonder if there's anything I can do for him.
I'll cheer him up, ma'am. I'll find that rascal. I feel like I've been slipping back into my slacker ways ever since we declared independence. This had to happen right when I finally got motivated to mine, huh?
That's true, he'd finally gotten the spark.
Max, you okay? Smashing rocks and digging holes are just all I can make a job of. And now, I don't even have that.
Now, Max, stop being so down on yourself. I'm sure the mine will be up and running again before you know it.
I pray you're right.
Dear, oh dear.
What are you gonna do with this husband of yours?
It pains me to see Max unable to do the work he loves. He'll end up fretting himself sick at this rate. I have to do everything I can to cheer him up.
She's a keeper, Max. Smashing rocks and digging holes. Yep, that's been his whole life. It's been his whole life. But hey, it's just a chance for some quality time with Lurietta. Now then, Murray? Alright then. We'll make sure to keep your provisions stocked up. You said you also needed oil for equipment maintenance, correct? Bakare should have some at his store. I'll check in with him.
Of course. Much appreciated. We owe a lot to the people of Mainz. When I think of how much danger you'd be in if the Defense Force ever learned you were helping us.
Oh, think nothing of it. We have enough to worry about as is. The people of Mainz won't stand for a president who openly deals with Jaegers. The resistance represents the will of Mainz. Supporting you is our protest against the current regime. We will stand by you to the best of our ability. You have my word on that.
We can't thank you enough, Mayor Bixen. I'll never forget the kindness all of you have shown us. We're still in a tough spot, but for now, the resistance will continue its operations from our camp in the mountains. You and the SSS can leave this area to us, Randy.
Sure thing. You better not let those Jaegers beat you. Same goes for the Defense Force. Got it?
Speak for yourself. We've got all of Mainz backing us up. They won't stand a chance against us. You and the SSS, leave it to us.
No. The people of Mainz haven't trusted President Croix since the moment he hired those Jaegers. The resistance is making every effort to oppose this new regime. Our hopes lie with them. We can act freely now, thanks to the Divine Wolf's assistance. Having the pack survey the surrounding area lightens our burden considerably. Hopefully, Second Lieutenant Murray uses this opportunity to get some much-needed rest in. I hope so.
Apparently, Murray and the rest of the resistance have set up camp somewhere in the mountains. No matter how accustomed to the outdoors you are, it must be hard to be exposed to the elements for so long. If only the Defense Force and Jaegers could be a bit laxer with their patrols.
Oh, Oh, Anna. For a second there I was like, oh, Mireille, is she gonna try to set Mireille up with one of the miners? But no. Actually, for once, she saw the situation. That's what it was.
So, Randy, I hear you're splitting off from the Resistance.
Yeah, I've got a precious little girl waiting for me. Take good care of Mainz, Mireille. Oh, take good care of Mainz, Mireille, and the Resistance while I'm gone, alright?
You can count on me. Keep yourself safe now.
Oh, wonderful. Now, you, good lady.
I've been reading this book series I picked up the other day. But things being the way they are, I doubt I'll be getting my hands on the last few chapters anytime soon. You're welcome to have the one I just finished if you want.
Sunshine Agnes, chapter 12.
Gons and Marlowe have been coming more often during the daytime. I guess there's nowhere else they can go, with the mine being closed and no way to reach the city.
Ugh, I can't even go into the city to gamble with everything going on. How long am I supposed to live like this? Is this even living? It's tough getting by without any entertainment, huh? On the other hand, since the mine is closed, we can't throw ourselves into our work either. Science about all we can really do nowadays. I don't even feel like drinking today with everything going on. The only thing I want to do is gamble. I thought coming here would be a nice chance to see Luca. But I guess hanging out at the bar all day doesn't give out the best impression.
Why is he staring at me like that?
Oh boy. Those two. I guess, I don't know how many more talkies are left in the game. If I had to guess, this might be last, maybe second to last round ever. Is something's gonna happen there? Who knows? Who can say? Who can say? With that though, I am out of Der Ziegel and I'm going up to Der Bakere General Store. Hey, Kimmy.
Since that declaration thingy, Daddy's been really angry. But I thought he was saying independence was a good thing. Maybe something went wrong?
Before those damn Jaegers went after the Resistance, they came to have a chat with Mayor Bixen. Bastards acted like they owned the place. You know what they said? Better not think about leaving town. They were probably just trying to keep us from cooperating with the Resistance. I tell you, if I were there, I would have socked them right in the kisser as payback for taking over our village. I would too. I'd join you. But I'd do it I'd give him a kick in the butt. So you take the front, I take the back. We double team him, Bakare. Sounds good. Once Crossbell became independent, the value of septium fell harder than the rocks we dig through. The mine followed suit after. It's no real surprise. What can we do now that international trade's come to a screeching halt? It's frustrating to say the least. We're stuck waiting to find out what comes next.
Personally, I'm glad my husband can't return to the mine. We have enough danger here as it is. That said, if the miners don't go back to work, Mainz will only suffer for it. President Kreuz hasn't provided much aid to folks outside the city either. I wonder what will happen to us now. This friggin' shitty-ass president, I'll say it, excuse me. Dieter Kreuz. You're not even doing a good job. At least, if how can he ever be remembered as anything great? Well, maybe Grace has a point. Maybe it'll all be overshadowed in the end. With that, always good to see Mainz, even if it's a little somber. Can't even put the miners to work. But now, let's have a little chat around the Merkabah. We also gotta take a quick snooze here, methinks. That reporter is, shall we say, overly keen to learn the finer details about Wazy and the Merkabah. Goddess, give me patience. This is precisely the reason members of the press shouldn't be allowed aboard. I'm sure she's just, curious. Things will work out okay. Probably?
One can only pray that's the case. Nevertheless, Wazy did grant her his permission, so I won't protest. However, should the worst come to pass, you will be the one held responsible for it.
But why me?
Goddess, give me patience. Tio?
Only Bellguard Gate and the Crossbell Police Academy are readily accessible from the West Crossbell Highway. It isn't exactly the ideal location for us to make a landing. Be that as it may, we need to make do with the options we have.
West Crossbell Highway. Bellguard Gate is just down the road from there. Which means Noe might be close by, too. I shouldn't be dwelling on this. Pull it together, Fran Seeker. Poor Fran. I can't blame her for being worried about her sister.
Alright. Let's wait with snoozing until we've checked out Randy's quartz setup and the like. Yo! So, Zaid, I think to save my voice, I'm gonna go back to his sort of divine wolf Zaid voice instead, because it doesn't, like, it's not frying my vocal cords as much, so...
The SSS is coming together again, slowly but surely. Once my aid on the Vanguard is no longer required, I will return to supporting you from the back lines.
Alright, I figured that'd be the case. Until then, I'm counting on you, Zaid.
Naturally, and fret not. I fully intend to continue fulfilling my duties as your police dog.
It's kind of fun that he has that kind of voice too.
Dun 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 dun.
Sup?
I've gotta hand it to you, Grace. You truly will stop at nothing to get a scoop. I'd love to talk your ear off right now, but the last thing I need is Abbas tossing me out of the air hatch. But if you keep wheedling me, I just might sprinkle a few kernels of truth in between all the lies. Or maybe vice versa.
No, come on, Wazy. No need to hold back with me. Forget the kernels and just give me the whole cob.
Abbas really has his work cut out for him, huh? Okay, how about this? We base the name of the testaments on my official title, the Sapphire Testaments. Creative, I know. That wasn't me being vain, though. I was fine with anything, but Abbas insisted that we look and sound the parts. He could be very superficial. Here I am, cruising around in a secret airship surrounded by people with more intrigue than you can shake a pen at. Gah, I can't take it. The journalist in me is about to explode. Grace, you promised Wazy you wouldn't write about any of this, remember? I know. No need to get all testy. All I want is to satisfy my own curiosity. Reporter's honor. I have all those notes I took while I was with the Resistance to put together anyway, so don't worry, I won't be writing an article about anything here. I'll hold you to that. Speaking of which, how did you end up with the Resistance, Grace? I remember you mentioned there being some sort of trouble that forced you out of the city? Yeah, it's a bit of a long story. You see, the CNS has been getting censored ever since Crossbell declared independence. We haven't been able to publish a single word opposing or criticizing the president and his faction at all. On top of that, they're been policing our routine reporting and communications. President Croix is nothing if not thorough. It's hard to say what lengths he'll go to at this point. He's capable of anything. Well, the bottom line is, I couldn't keep going along with the way they ran the show. It just wasn't journalism. I blew them off and kept covering things my way until the Defense Force finally caught wind. Crossbell City was getting more and more dangerous for me by the day, so I hitched the first ride out and ended up with the Resistance. Wow, you've been through a lot these past few weeks. I'm glad you kept yourself safe through it all. I never would have imagined if Rains didn't find me an escape route. Guy's the best partner a gal could ask for. Anyway, now that I'm here, I'll lend you my help with liberating Crossbell in any way I can. They always say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Just watch me use mine to tear those Defense Force goons a new one. Something like that might actually end up coming in handy. I'll be counting on you, Grace. Alrighty, Wazy, Brixia, let's get this interview started. And remember, this is strictly off the record. I'm not using this for an article, so go ahead and speak your minds. Well, alright. Here we go. The gossip monger is on the prowl. This can only end so well.
It's a lot of great dialogue.
Are you sure you're not going to write up an article about Yen? I want to believe you, but you aren't making it easy for me. I can just imagine the headlines. Exposé! Assassin among Crossbell's favorite troop! The truth behind Yin and Rixia Mao's bust size! Juicy tidbits like these only come once in a lifetime, so come on, get those lips flapping. Please help me, Lloyd. Hang in there, Rixia. I know you got the fancy footwork to dodge these questions. Normally, I'd have Avon around to step in and cut Grace off, so I never experienced the full extent of her tenacity. I could have sworn that we agreed none of this would be publicized, but it's looking less and less likely by the second.
Things are getting a lot livelier here on the Merkabah. Typically, it's just us folks from the church on board, so it's rare to have anyone from outside of Brown. Just between you and me, though, I kind of like this change of pace. Oh, that's wholesome. That rifle Mr. Orlando has, the Berserker, you could tell there's some serious firepower hiding behind that barrel. Normally, it'd be nigh impossible to stand toe-to-toe with a Jaeger Corps like the Red Constellation. But just one look at that weapon is enough to convince me otherwise. Speaking of stuff, can I get an attack 3 quarts? I want an attack 3 quarts. Thank you very much. Can I get an evade 3 quarts? I like an evade 3 quarts. Thank you very much. Because I'm cool like that. Alright, I'll go with that for now. And then, Randy. Sheesh. Maybe we got a workshop? What don't these Merkabahs have? Now I can give Berserker a little routine TLC while we're waiting around.
Oh yeah, you mentioned Guillaume fixed it up for you, right?
Yep, when I'm following his advice and only using it when I need to. I still have my halberd chops to fall back on too. Can't afford to let everything old Duggo taught me get rusty. So I'll be having a little menage a trois with my halberd and Berserker from now on, if you know what I'm saying. I don't, Randy. I don't speak French.
It's only the most Randy thing I've ever heard. Really though, I wonder how Deputy Commander Douglas is holding up.
Well, you know the guy. He's probably sticking to his guns and carrying out his duties, same as always. But underneath that, I don't know how he or Sonia can approve of what's happening. Then again, even if they don't, they're not exactly in a position to rebel like Mireille and the rest of the Resistance.
Right. We need to figure out where they stand on all this somehow.
Yeah, that and a million other things. Let's keep our heads in the game and take it a step at a time. Feel free to call in your pal Randy as much as you like, by the way. I got a nice little rampage for you any day.
Got it. I'll be counting on you out there.
Don't worry too much about Mireille and the others. They're working with the townsfolk in Mainz for now. We have our own business to take care of, so let's get our heads in the game and step to it. Feel free to call in your pal Randy as much as you like, by the way. I will. I actually will. Wazy, spin reel. You're getting replaced. Yes, now this is starting to look like a party I want to go to. So, Destroyer 2, the latest in halberd technology. Saint's garb and rigid gears, but then, you're open for some craziness, aren't you? Stuff like a gladiator headband. Rixia got some of the crazy stuff, but you can have a gladiator headband. That's okay. I mean, a rush emblem too. Just go hardcore on his CP gain. Could do that. Okay, then I want to check your ordnance real quick here, because you don't even have a master quartz right now. So I kind of took your stuff and I gave it to Rixia. Now, I could do something like Chevalier. I'm not sure if the R is silent. You'll have to forgive me on that. Physical damage up as HP drops. Activates when using physical attacks. It's pretty cool and has a very high base strength. So, yeah. Let's kind of go with that. Also, oh, he comes with an attack 3. I made it one especially for him, but it's already good. I mean, it's still going to come in handy. Don't get me wrong. We got a burn. We got... I might be... Could I, in theory, just maybe do this instead? Impede? No. Hit? No. Let me just cook here. Let's see. What do we know we want? We want action 2. Obviously. HP 2 also. Just a strong all-rounder to have, especially on Randy, who hurts himself so much. So another thing I like is just evade 3. I'm just putting in the quartz I really like. Just my favorite ones. So when it comes to other things with Randy, I mean, hits are... I mean, I could go for hit 3. I could actually go for hit 3. I'll go for hit 3 then. Wasn't the worst idea you've ever had, Randy. But as for some of these other ones, it's more... No, I need a status effect of some sort. I mean, burn's pretty good. Then I should really place burn over here so that we have more fire along the same row. It's not gonna matter a whole bunch, but I still would like it to be that way. Then, I mean, Swordbreakers. Do I just go back to Swordbreaker and just undo like everything I just said? Maybe. It's kind of fun that he has so much fire right now. It is. But if I remove this, it still has the same fire stuff. So if I want to branch out just a little bit here, I could do something like in nothing arts. Maybe like a fun little move too. Just get his move up so he can get to the enemies and hit them very hard. Yeah. I like the look of that. And I also like to look at this nap room right here. Now then, thank you for your patience. Talk is done, prep is done. Let's take this Merkabah to new lands. The West Crossbell Highway. Where are we dropping, boys? Oh! Right on the freaking Silver Orca spot. He's not here. A little disappointed. We'll end up at Bellguard Gate if we head due west. I'm still not sure if I want to face Sonia right now, though.
Understandable.
Let's just try to investigate as far as we can manage. We'll have to hide if one of the Defense Force armored cars comes, though.
Indeed. Commander Bales. It could be to our advantage if we found a way to make contact with her.
Indeed. For now, West Crossbell Highway, Area 4 has a wanted monster. That's this area right here. We have 2 enemies to get, the Quetzalcoatl and the Krograsp. And that should be the This is the Krograsp, right? Indeed. And then the wanted monster should be the other one. So let's freaking go here. Battlescope you. Krograsp, a golem monster made from a collection of earth. Its simplistic attacks rely on weights. Bam. So, weak to wind, you say? We got a Genesis flood now. Hold on, what was their water like? Just regular. I want to see a new art. Go in. Blam. Rosha, anything new on you? Just kind of upgraded versions of what you had before, but Berserker, Death Scorpion's precursor, hunts foes with a massive rifle. We got to briefly see sort of the animation for that earlier. That's really cool. We'll probably use it on the Water Monster coming up. Oh, beautiful. That's why we use evade, cause they can't hit me now. And I smash them right in their stupid faces. Here we go. Whoosh. Oh! Freaking hype. Woo. Look at that. Oh, he leveled up. He leveled up? I felt like he couldn't level up. Maybe, I think I was just confused because they didn't have a Master Quartz level bar down there. It's a little confusing that they don't have level bars. I gotta say. There's the guy. Obviously. There we go. Just had to kill a dog. Now, what are we looking at here? Perfect. We got a crit coming up. Oh, it couldn't be better. Look at this. Encourage. And now, we're gonna do Queeling Gong on ourselves. Blam! Feel the rage. Then you are gonna actually analyze before we kill these fools. Quetzalcoatl, an extremely dense mass of packed earth, crushes everything with overwhelming power. Let one of them attack, and then check it out. Damn! Oh. Cool guys don't look at explosions, Randy. Blam. I'm going in. Blam. What I really should have popped is the one who hits everybody. Get him! Bam! Bloom, blam, blam, blam. Yes, look at the XP coming in! Dude, I think max level in this game, I checked the like achievement for max level, it's like 120. So, but I'm like, we're so far into the game. You're telling me 120? We'll see though. There we go. The Topaz Gem! Is that gonna decrease my strength like crazy? Cause I feel like some of these gems kinda do. Yes. But the defense boost is really nice, and just the extra earth too is cool. But I'm already like super good on earth, but it's good to have around. Now, we wanted to get that. Now, if we go back, we have an area with treasure chests along the railway. We weren't able to head on the railroad. But this time around, I'm gonna do a sneak... Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you, gentlemen, but just give me time to throw out something nasty. Blam! Blam! Boosh! Blam! It's just simple. So just summon Big Wave. Just summon Big Wave. But it sounds cooler with, as Genesis Flood, you know? It's a little biblical. Now then, if we wanted to get our butts, there we go. There's the railroad way. The road to the railroad, if you will. Bye.
This is the Derailment Site. The aftermath should be fully refurbished by now, correct?
Yeah, even the smaller debris has been cleaned up at this point. Man, though, a train flying off the tracks is usually a pretty big deal. And with everything that's hit the fan, kind of feels like an afterthought now.
That it does. It's no surprise that transcontinental railroad service has been halted for weeks now. I believe the Defense Force is still using their freight line from time to time, however.
Figures. Hold on. If the railway is more or less dead right now, wouldn't we be able to walk along the tracks?
Oh, I getcha. That's definitely an idea.
Perhaps, but do not forget that Crossbell City is still enveloped by that barrier. It will be impossible to breach the city without being detected.
Oh, I know. What if we took the tracks west instead of east?
Lloyd, do you mean...
You want us to sneak in a Bellguard gate from the railway tracks? I know it's a little crazy, but yes, it might be our only chance to meet with Commander Bales.
Her cooperation would be invaluable. They could hardly ask for a more reliable ally.
But come to think of it, she wasn't expressly against the transition to Defense Force, was she? Contacting her at all is a gamble.
That is undeniable.
True. We could very well be walking into our own arrests. She wouldn't have any choice if we strolled through the front. But if we managed to sneak into Bellguard instead, we could possibly meet with her without anyone else knowing. In which case, she may be more willing to hear us out and speak freely about how she feels.
I suppose it is possible.
If Murray and the Resistance ran indication, I'm sure there are others in the CDF who are still on the fence.
Besides, this is Sonia we're talking about. She out of anyone knows how to tell between right and wrong.
Maybe so. And as harebrained as this idea is, I'm not fully opposed. But keep in mind, if Commander Bales is stationed there, then who's bound to be with her?
Damn, I didn't think of that.
You mean Noel, don't you?
From what you've described, she seemed set in her convictions, yes.
Yeah. This is the path we chose to walk. We have to accept that not everyone's gonna just step out of our way. As long as we're on opposite sides, there's no avoiding the fact we'll eventually have to go through her. And when the time comes, we're gonna do just that, even if it means fighting a friend. Lloyd.
He's right. This isn't a problem we can just push to the side.
You've really been mulling this over. Well, as long as you know what you're getting us all into. Shall we open the fence and make our way onto the tracks then? Yeah, let's go.
Did I stumble on the main quest? I was trying to just go along the railway tracks because it says there's a treasure chest here. Nice. That does make me curious though. There would probably then be a scene if I tried to approach Bellguard and the police academy. I'm curious about that, so I kind of want to rush along. I mean, the music's so good too. I just want to soak that in a bit and see what happens on the road to Bellguard Gate. I imagine if we get a little... You know, I'll see you there.
This way leads to Bellguard Gate. It'd be dangerous to get any closer. We should pull back before someone notices us.
Oh, Lloyd. You sensible man. Okay, so it wasn't more than that, but I'm curious about the police academy, which seems like we should not return to the scene of the jailbreak, but I'm curious if you're gonna yell at me.
This road leads to the police academy. The way through is completely shut though.
I can detect minute orbital wave readings coming from the gate. I suspect they had sensors installed.
The CDF must have strengthened their security measures after I broke out of jail. Then we would be better off not getting too close.
Garcia helped you fly the coop, yeah? So hard to believe.
Though you were alone when I found you in Knox Forest, Lloyd.
Right. I was able to escape because he stayed behind to hold off the defense force. The Killing Bear did that for you?
Old man's just full of surprises. I guess it's been through a lot this year, too.
Yeah, I've been concerned about what happened to him after we split up. Still, we have our own problems to think about. Let's get back to figuring out our next move.
Nice. Stumble onto the correct solution then. Which, I mean, it would make sense though. You'd try to hit Bellguard Gate, you'd try to hit the academy, you try to go to the city. You're not allowed to go anywhere. But then on the map, obviously, you see that there's one path that you can tread along the rail tracks. See you there, because I can't help but running into these freaking fools. Okay, you're in my way. Also went back to the Merkabah for a quick little snooze. Even though... Oh, this is spooky. Getting like Mirror's Edge flashbacks. I want a train coming for me. No! How could you let me through? But before they detect our ping-pings and sends a whole army to go get us, let's keep our eyes open for a couple of treasure chests right here. 4 in particular. Actually, we have a map. We have those quartz installed, don't we? Eagle Eye and information and detection. Yes. So, we're free to zoom along the railroad. Oh, this is so cool! Covert. Oh, they got doggies. Evil guards. I hope it guards against evil. And it's not a guard of evil. I've been working on the chest quotes all the live long day. I've been working on the chest quotes to pass the time away. I don't remember the rhythm on that, but there we go. Evil guards. It's much worse than power suits. But could give it to my boy. He has Personal Saint's Garb. What is it good for? The ADF boost, I suppose, but everybody already comes with Saint's Garb, so I'm not sure I really care. Hey, you! Oh, well, there we go. Oosh! Fenderdoven. Let's check him out. I will let Tio check him out. I'm just gonna do a raging spin. That's a lot of damage, all things considered. And his CP is like already up again. Yes. Do we true Dragon Claws? I kind of want to see it. Oh! Oh, wait, is it like a double thing? Oh! That is such an insane attack! Analyze. A Warhound deployed by the CDF. The armor it wears in battle makes it resistant to arts. Let's see, craft-wise... I was curious if we gotten a craft that would be specific for using a rifle. What's interesting about Randy now is that he has Warcry, so he can hurt himself and lower his health, which is usually not a positive side effect, but together with his Master Quartz, that's also going to up his damage, so having him low is probably the ideal character to have that on, honestly, since it's the easiest one to control in that way. Alright, next up. Burst Orb. It is that time. Kind of saving it. It's like the perfect post-S-Craft boss battle thing. Or, I mean, I don't ever use the orbs, technically, but Burst as an ability. I've been training for so long to be a dresser, but I was railroaded into being yet another treasure chest. That's how it goes with these societal and familial expectations. It's hard to break free. And we're going. We're going. That's how you know it's serious. You cut to the dramatic montage. And somebody's been hiding some hyper spikes. I mean, they ain't Stregas, but... Chest.exe, system error. Treasure.dll is missing. Good old DLL error. Now then, what do? We got hyper spikes, that's what we got. Just had to remember. Okay. That is an ADF and evasion. That's an evasion boost on these boots. Yes, that's super good. A little evasion. Who's looking? You know what? Teotad. Get some hyper spikes on ya. There's a boy over there. Back to Lloyd's. Check out a treasure chest right there. Get a Tyrol bomb. That is the final chest along the West Crossbell Railroad tracks. Oh, almost forgot. Oh! After an uncomfortable minute that left Cyril crouching on the ground with tears in his eyes, he let out an easy sigh and lifted his head to look up at her. I've never heard you raise your voice before. Not once. The story continues. Let's sneak into Bellguard. See how this goes. This could be catastrophic since we don't have any bead on Sonia's feelings regarding this. It's worth a shot. Yin leading the way. Bellguard Gate. Fright platform. The fright platform. It's been a while since we were last here. Luckily for us, there doesn't seem to be anyone in the area. That's what happens when the Transcontinental Railroad is out for weeks on end. Not much reason to be sparing any manpower down here.
And this is our chance to sneak in.
If Commander Bales is around, she'll probably be in the command room upstairs. Though getting there without being spotted is going to be easier said than done. I can create a diversion if the situation demands it. In any case, we should move quickly. Right. Just don't do anything too rash.
Let us head upstairs then.
Let's indeed. Now, while we are down here, we need to be on the lookout for a book with a recipe. Guerrilla Fortress. Let's not go to Guerrilla Fortress. I mean, Guerrilla Fortress kind of neutralized right now. We saw what happened with the railway guns. Man, I was waiting for when they were gonna burst. And it happened. Popular cocktails. A beginner's guide is chilling on one of the cargo crates. Pinky Rose! I mean, we're in the middle of an important investigation here, but it's always time to check out this. So we're missing two recipes. All right. Pinky Rose. Looking absolutely fantastic. Oh, dude. We have a buddy here who looks very confident. Wazy would do it best. That makes a lot of sense, honestly. I'll leave it to Randy. Arcadian Ambrosia. Restores 100% HP and revives. That's freaking great. Already own one of those, actually. Now, Lloyd's pretty bad at this. Can you make... You don't make it in a pan, Lloyd! That's how you get pink liquids. Restores all EP. Alright. I'll take it. I love the idea of a peculiar food item. That using it as somebody who's bad at a skill produces a different result. That's also useful in its own peculiar way. That's a fun concept. I like that. And it's kind of like me in the kitchen. Now then. How do we even begin to sneak around here?
Stop right there. Noel! How did she know? The CDF is aware of more than you realize. That includes everything the SSS has been up to. Now that you've allied yourself with the resistance forces in Mainz, I figured coming here will be the next logical step for you to take, so I've kept an eye on the freight line in anticipation.
Well, that's just great. She read us like a book.
Can't say I'm surprised. Analyzing enemy tactics was always one of your strong suits, Noel.
This was the one time I was hoping to be off the mark. Did you come here to speak with Commander Bales?
Yeah, we did. Second Lieutenant Murray led us to believe they weren't the only ones in the CDF with second thoughts. We came to ask the commander for her opinion on what's happening, what the best way out of this crisis is.
You should know, Noel. Fran is working with us too. Now that she's made a full recovery, she wants nothing more than to see her big sister again.
Listen, I get it. We're not gonna tell you to abandon your duty. But can't you let things slide just this once? All we want to do is talk things over.
I understand that. But it doesn't matter. You're not getting any further than this. Not on my watch. I am a soldier of the Crossbell Defense Force, and that makes it my duty to prevent any insurgents from threatening state security.
No. Come on. Are you really gonna play this card?
I'm asking you to withdraw. Please. If you turn around right now, I'll pretend this never happened. I know this won't keep us from coming to blows down the line. But please, at least for now.
What happened to that rock-solid resolve of yours? If you were truly committed to the CDF, there wouldn't be room for negotiation. You would have had us surrounded and neutralized the moment we arrived, without a second thought. Yet here you are, pleading for us to leave, using sentimentality to appeal to our emotions. You say you're willing to give your life for the cause, but when it comes down to it, you can't even commit. Lloyd. Ouch. Not exactly sugarcoating it, are you? I won't mince words here. The Noel Seeker I knew was never this weak. She would stick to what she believed in without hesitation, no matter what. As you are now, even a simple detective like me could take you on in a fight.
Lloyd?
Slow down, bud. What are you saying?
It's simple. You and me, one-on-one. I'll even let you use any weapons at your disposal. If you win, then you can arrest all of us on the spot. But if I win, Noel, you're all mine. Huh? What are you suggesting? I can't stand seeing you like this. You're lying to yourself. You know deep down that this isn't where you belong. And as someone who cares about you, I'm gonna make you come to terms with that. So let's go, Second Lieutenant Noel Seeker.
For the love of Adios, how did it get to this?
Irrational as ever, isn't she?
Does this happen often? I would go so far as to call it his signature move.
Huh. And rightly so.
Fine. I'm gonna make you eat those words. You're on, Detective Lloyd Bannings. Good. Let's settle this.
Oh, let's go! The stage is freaking set. Encourage. Encourage yourself. You brave, brave boy. Speaking of a brave boy, actually analyze this chick here. This girl. My favorite girl. You were for a long time, Noel. How could you turn against me? Renowned Defense Force officer overwhelms her foes with heavy weaponry. So it would seem. But I have tricks of my own. No, your tricks are old. Your tricks are old. What else we got? What else we got? Raging spin. Ooh. Bah, 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 bah. Oh. Oh. Oh no. I was hoping she wouldn't use this. I would have healed otherwise. I figured. They wouldn't. That means they have to make her sprite with her new uniform do all of these animations that I didn't think they would, but they would. Don't kill me.
Okay, everybody, let's just take a second here. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
It's time to kick some butt!
Ah! Using every weapon at my disposal. Assault rush. Oh. Oh, that's new. That's new. No, attack delay. No. That's bad. That's really bad. Especially when it's just a one-on-one. She's gonna get to stomp me. I'm gonna pop another one of these. You have too much honor, Noel. I'll show you. Yeah! Oh, you're gonna soul rush me? I don't care much, 'cause I'm taking you down. Knock some sense into her thick skull. Boosh! Oh no, I was betting everything on that one. She's still up. Still up, Lloyd. Oh no. No, that's gonna lower my movement too. Oh no, she actually kinda has me pinned here. Oh, wow, well, except for the fact that I have sick ass movement. Blam, blam! Ah. Well then, dear Noel. You're coming with me! Ah. There we go. I won. Forgive me, Commander Bales.
There's no need to apologize. Huh? Commander?
Oh, crap! It would appear that we have been noticed.
You realize that your little scuffle was easily heard upstairs, don't you? I was left with little choice but to have the others clear out before they could interfere. Sorry about that.
It has been a long time, Commander Bales.
Indeed it has. I have my suspicions about why you've come here today. Why don't we relocate to the command room and talk things over there?
Shortly thereafter, Lloyd and the others were discreetly escorted to the commander's office. They cleared the air with Commander Bales and Noel while sharing what details they knew about the situation and the Septarian of Zero.
This can't be happening. Thank you for informing us. It would seem the clandestine actions of the President and his collaborators are at last coming to light.
Hold up. Does that mean...
You're willing to cooperate with us? That, unfortunately, is out of the question. Whether we don the uniform of the CGF or the Defense Force, it is the state who commands the gun, not the other way around. I fully understand that our president may have established the independent state of Crossbell on illegitimate grounds. But that notwithstanding, we cannot break the chain of command for the sake of bringing him to justice.
I was afraid you'd say that. Guess that's just how it goes when you become an actual military.
I take it there's no room for compromise? That's correct. Even were I to say otherwise, consider the capabilities of our new Secretary of Defense, Arios McLean. If, hypothetically, the entire Bellguard unit were to cooperate with you, the main force under his command could easily label us as a rogue unit and suppress us in the blink of an eye.
That is undeniable.
You're telling me that Lone Wolf's got a knack for being a commander too?
Yes. Though working under Sergei likely did him no favors, he still earned his title as Divine Blade of Wind for a reason. I would say his strategic senses are on par with his swordsmanship contemporary, the Brigadier General of the Burl's Royal Army, Cassius Bright. Wait a second. Even if Arios did oppose us, couldn't we petition Deputy Commander Douglas for Tongram Gates cooperation? This is a surprise, Seeker. What makes you assume that we would join forces with them?
Noel.
That one-on-one fight must have really done a number on her.
Commander Bales, say something were to lead the public to question the legitimacy of President Croix and the independent state of Crossbell. How would the Defense Force react?
What? You don't mean... Let me think. Naturally, it would depend on the extent of their reservations, but we would begin by taking a wait-and-see approach. Or at least, that's how I imagine it. I see where this is going. The only iffy part is figuring out how we convince the public that Croix and his independent state are legally invalid.
Good point. I think I can guess what Ellie's expertise in these matters would tell her, if she were here. After all, she more than any of us would know the key to our plan. Speaker McDowell.
Oh.
You want to find Mademoiselle's granddad?
Now that you mention it, he did serve as one of the two lead representatives of Crossbell, didn't he?
Yes, and the second was none other than Mayor Croix. Speaker McDowell's position on the issue has been suppressed ever since Crossbell's independence was declared. What would happen if he were given a platform to finally express his views to the entire state, the entire continent?
The legitimacy of the president and founding of the independent state would likely come into question.
And so would their authority over the Defense Force. Brilliantly deduced. You didn't even need me to give you a hint. Second Lieutenant Seeker, Speaker McDowell is being held in Michelin, correct? What? Yes, ma'am. He and Ellie are under confinement at the State Guest House. If I remember correctly, the President and Secretary of Defense had the Red Constellation stationed there. And just to confirm, there are no Defense Force units in Michelin at present. Yes, that's right.
Commander Bales.
Oh, dear. I may have just accidentally leaked confidential information to outsiders. Please, pay it no mind. Forget everything you just heard.
You're a real one, Sonia.
What a fortunate slip of the tongue. One other thing, Second Lieutenant Seeker. Regarding your one-on-one bout earlier, I regret to inform that your commitment has, in fact, come into question. Yes, ma'am. I considered placing you on an indefinite suspension. However, I have a more fitting punishment in mind. Instead, I'm having you reassigned to the Crossbell Police Department's Special Support Section, effective immediately. While there, find what it is you still lack within yourself, as well as what path you should be walking for the sake of Crossbell's future. And that is an order. Am I understood? Yes, ma'am.
We got her. We got our girl.
Shortly thereafter, Noel gathered her belongings and boarded the Merkabah alongside Lloyd and the others.
Oh, and she's back in it.
Fran, who was there to welcome them back, wordlessly took Noel into her arms, sobbing all the while. As she tried to comfort her younger sister, Noel's eyes, too, began to brim with tears.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Where to next? Well, looks like Michelin's up for one last epic breakout.
Potential landing spot detected at Michelin. Sending you the coordinates now, Fran.
Just how long do you plan on crying? People are gonna make fun of you if you keep it up. You're the one who won't leave her alone about it, Noel. I'm a little envious of you two, to be honest. Sorry, everyone. I got it. It's near Michelin's Hotel Delphinia. Lakeside Beach, to be exact.
Hey now, there's a blast of the past.
Although this beach trip is gonna be anything but a vacation this time. Now wait just a gosh darn minute. You all had a fun little playdate at the beach? Yeah, we did.
It was after the trade conference.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Why didn't anyone invite me? I like having fun in the sun too.
Oh, look at us. We were there on someone else's mirror ourselves.
Thinking back, that entire trip may have had an ulterior motive behind it. Likely so. Never mind that. What matters is that we have our next destination. I also know the Red Constellation will be guarding the area there. Can you tell us anything about their numbers, Noel?
If I recall correctly, they should have one full company stationed. I'm not sure we can engage them with our current numbers.
That's not great.
Maybe we could split them up somehow, like with the diversion.
In that case, I'll go...
No, allow me the responsibility. Luring them away will be simple if I return to my original form.
Zaid?
Are you sure about this?
While I did pledge to you my aid, with all of the comrades you have assembled, my help is soon to be unnecessary. You can consider this my final gesture of assistance.
We'll take it.
Thank you, Zaid.
Yeah, appreciate the paw, pal.
Not to bring the mood down, but even with his help, we still have our work cut out for us. Even still, this isn't just a rescue operation for Speaker McDowell. Ellie needs our help too. Be ready for anything. We'll bring them back no matter what it takes.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Roger that.
Zydus left the party. Noel has joined the party. Noel learned the S-Craft Armed Forces. Let's freaking go. She's back. Our girl is back. Everything is fine for once. And we have come to the end of the episode. Everybody tune in next time when we cruise to Michelin, save the last party member, Speaker McDowell. I love this idea of giving him a platform and letting the continent know that, hey, this old Croix guy, he's a real piece of work. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Carl, and this has been Trails to Completion.